Alright, so my name is Katie Alexandria Vilbick, and this is a video for my channel called The Four Core Energies of the Universe. For those of you who don't know, all life has an evolutionary process in which the soul expands in its awareness, and the soul projects the body. So the more aware we become in the body of our multidimensional soul self, the more our merkabah, which is this structure, at least our third density structure, becomes activated. And the merkabah is what our soul uses to express the four core energies of the universe to create and manifest and expand in this third dimensional world. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 points here. In third density, we are always expressing one energy at a time, and this is moving constantly to express each of the four core energies, which are light masculine and feminine, and dark masculine and dark feminine energies. To ascend to the next level, which is what Earth is going through right now, we must activate our merkabah to include 8 points. You can see the 3D structure here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. A 4D merkabah uses 2 of the core energies at the same time. And as we're ascending from third density to fourth density, we oscillate between third density and fourth density. So most of the time we're only using one energy, but occasionally we can combine 2. And for us to go through this evolutionary journey, we must understand, love, and integrate all 4 of these energies with the other 4 energies to better understand and create a reality. And as I go through each of these 4 energies, you'll see why that's important. So when we interact with one another using our energy and our merkabah, we use the law of cause and effect. Or in physics, it's called, I think it's Newton's second law. So when a force is acted upon by another force, it has an equal but opposite reaction. And the same holds true for the 4 core energies. When we express dark feminine, we pull out dark masculine energy in other people, and vice versa. And when we express light feminine, we pull out I apologize, that is a typo, light masculine in light feminine energy, and vice versa. And the intent behind our expression of energy is what the final result is going to be. And the magnitude, how much energy and strength we put into it, is how other people are going to react. So, for example, I think we've all heard, don't share your dreams with other people. A lot of times we share our dreams with other people because we want validation and we don't feel like we're good enough maybe to make them happen. And so we want someone else to tell us. And when we do this, we're in dark feminine energy and we pull out the equal but opposite. So the equal part is we're pulling out the same magnitude. So if we're being really dramatic and we're just like, I have this great idea, and you're just trying to get some attention and some love for it or some validation, you're going to pull out that equal but opposite, which is dark masculine energy, from someone else. And so they're probably going to invalidate you or say that's a terrible idea or shut you down. And because your intent was to get validation because you didn't feel good enough yourself, that act that you used dark feminine with is going to polarize your soul to feel more lack, to feel more more incapable, basically. So dark feminine energy, for those who don't know, has a lot of things to it. It's a lot about chaos and destruction. When people are in their dark feminine, they're accident prone, they're very chaotic. At least that's in the negative. And it's also about destruction and releasing aspects of ourselves so we can create new things. Sometimes we have toxic, unhealthy patterns, and dark feminine will use that to bring attention to it so you can destroy it and replace it with something else. Dark feminine is also when we feel desire and excitement or pleasure, and it's all about wanting to experience something. And it's not just sexual desire, it's any desire. The desire for a specific job, the desire for a specific item. And dark feminine is very much about pain and pleasure. It's a victim energy, it's self sacrifice. And when you're ill, it's often to draw attention to unhealthy patterns that result from that illness. But it can also be positive and playful and exciting because there's nothing wrong with these when we use these energies in a positive way. Dark masculine is about order and control. It's about projection, projecting our feelings, projecting our responsibility onto other people. But it's also about controlling yourself, controlling your energy, controlling your emotions. Because the world is a mirror, and when we control our inner world, our outer world reflects it. It's about anger, and anger isn't bad when it's expressed in a positive way. The function of anger is to help set boundaries with other people, which is what dark masculine energy does. It's about focus, dominance, and it needs admiration, just like dark feminine energy needs attention. So on the positive, dark masculine can be used to meditate, to increase your focus on something, to control your emotions, to control your inner world. But oftentimes, when we try and control other people, especially because we feel out of control, like OCD cleaners, for example, are a good example of dark masculine energy. Their intent is they feel super out of control, and to feel better temporarily, they like to control their environment by keeping it super orderly. But if you've noticed, that has the opposite long-term effect, because short-term it makes them feel safe, but because their intent came from a place of being out of control, when something's out of place, they feel more out of control. Light feminine energy is about love and acceptance. It's nurturing, it's soft, it surrenders, it's passive, it trusts, and it's genuine. When you're in your light feminine, you genuinely express your needs through vulnerability, and you trust that others will be willing to provide what you need to make that happen, whether that's advice or doing something for you. In a relationship, when you show genuine vulnerability versus being in the victim mode, which is dark feminine, and you say, hey, you don't ever do this for me and I need this, and it's manipulative, you usually get the opposite. You get dark masculine energy, and then they blame you for your basically your neuroticism. But when you're genuine and vulnerable and you say, hey, I'm really struggling right now, could you maybe help me? And you don't try and control them, you just trust that they will. That pulls out light masculine, which is the next energy. And it is about doing things, knowledge, understanding others through love, intellect, it needs respect and appreciation, and it's about teaching. And those are just to name a few. But every single thing that you do and experience, whether it's a thought, an emotion, an action, or interaction with other people, is manifest through these four core energies that our soul uses to control our body and our brain and this reality that we live in. So that's the basic intro to the four core energies. And, um, I hope you liked it. Stay tuned because I'm going to have some video examples about how this works.